Just like we did in our last video, I'm going to begin graphing this logarithmic function by first describing the transformations, specifically the shifts, and then stating the domain range and the equation of the asymptote before switching over to my graphing calculator to get a more accurate looking sketch. So I begin by describing my transformations. The h and the k values, what we talked about in the last video, describe how my graph has been shifted. The number in the parentheses, if there is a number in parentheses, will tell you your horizontal shift, and it does the opposite of what it says. So that +1 actually moves my graph to the left 1, which is going to be the important number I need for finding my asymptote. The k value then, the number being added or subtracted not in the parentheses, will be your vertical shift. It does what it says it will do. It moves the graph down 4, but it doesn't affect where the asymptote is. Okay. My range for a logarithmic function is always -infinity to +infinity. It goes forever down and forever up. My asymptote, though, is a vertical line, normally at x equals 0, but any kind of horizontal motion will shift where that asymptote is located. Because we've already said I've moved the graph to the left 1, my asymptote is going to be x equals -1. So I'll go ahead and draw that dashed line in there, kind of like a wall stopping where my graph is going to be able to go. I can't cross or touch that asymptote. And then finally, that helps me describe my domain. My domain is going to be from -1 all the way to the right forever, so from -1 to infinity, with a parentheses because I can never touch -1. At this point, I'm going to switch over to my calculator because the only other thing I know by hand, since my base value is a number less than 1, I'll have a graph that looks something like this. It'll start close to that asymptote and then curve away from it. But because I want to be a little more accurate, I'm going to plot this or graph this on my calculator in order to find some points to plot this more accurately. And I'll show you a few ways that you could work on getting this typed into your graphing calculator.